Good morning. It is a brand new day, a brand new reading vlog, and I'm actually super excited for today's reading vlog because if you watch my videos, you know that February was not a great reading month for me. I really did not have a super high average rating. It was like 3.5-ish, I think. And I had 0 5 stars, no 5 stars. There was just not any really good books. So I decided that today I'm gonna try and find a 5-star read because I need it. I just really need a really great book that makes me smile or blows my mind. I tried to be mindful of the books that I chose in more than one way. So first of all, I went on Goodreads and I saw what are the average ratings for these books, and I chose all books that had over 4-star ratings because that means that most people really love them. And then I also was mindful to not choose any fantasy reads because I'm a fantasy girl. I love fantasy, but this week I just kind of wanted to read something different, just try and step out of my comfort zone a little bit. So we did a little bit of that. And the 3 books that I chose are very different from each other because I want to keep this vlog really fun. Like, I just want to have a really fun, good week. So first of all, I chose a YA contemporary romance, which is Better Than the Movies by Lynn. This had really good reviews. It has an average rating of 4.29 on Goodreads. So I'm excited for this. We will talk about each one as we go, but this is going to be one of the books that we go through. And then I wanted to choose another romance, but I wanted it to be very different from that YA contemporary romance. So I chose Bride by Hazelwood. This is a paranormal romance and it is definitely adult. So this has an average rating of 4.15 on Goodreads, which is lower than the other one, but this has been blowing up on TikTok recently. People love it or hate it, and I want to see where I'm gonna stand because I read one Hazelwood book and that made her an auto-buy for me because I was so obsessed with it. But we'll see how that goes. And then the other one is completely different. I wanted to do something that I just really don't read often, but that had a really high rating, and that is a sci-fi book, which this one is Project Hail Mary by Weir. This is our highest rated book for this vlog. It is coming in at 4.51 stars, which is crazy. People love this book. There was a ton of people that I saw that put it on their top 10 reads of 2023, and I'm intrigued. I want to know why it's so great. My little brother read it and he absolutely loved it, so I have to read it. And sci-fi is not something that I read often, so I am gonna give it a shot and see how it goes because I do want to read more sci-fi books. I have some that I do want to get to, but I think that'll be a good way to kind of test the waters. So I think we're gonna start off with the one that I think that I'll enjoy the least and end with the one that I think I'll enjoy the most. So first of all, we have Bride by Hazelwood. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna be running some errands today probably, but then when I get home I'll start reading and of course keep you updated. Hey, good morning. So a little something happened. I finished this entire book. I didn't mean to. I definitely wanted to update you all along the way, but I started this and I couldn't put it down. I literally started like at 10:30 and I read till like 4:30 a.m. Couldn't put it down, woke up, finished it, and I loved it. It was really good. So Bride by Hazelwood. This is about a vampire and a werewolf entering a marriage of convenience for the sake of peace amongst their people. So we all know vampires and werewolves don't get along, and in this case it's vampires, werewolves, and humans, and they all have their strengths and their limitations as different species. But in the beginning of the book, we meet our main character, Misery, the vampire, and she's what they call a collateral. So when she was a little girl at like age 8, she was shipped off to the humans to live amongst the humans, and the humans sent a child to the vampires to live amongst them for the next 10 years until they turned 18 in order to keep peace amongst the people. So if something were to go down, then the humans would have killed her, or the vampires would have killed the human collateral, and then, you know, war. So that is kind of like a little program that they use to keep peace. And they pretty much always ignore the werewolves. But something happens that in the very beginning, like the very beginning starts with our main character Misery getting married to the alpha werewolf. That's like chapter 1, page 1. It's pretty fast. And so she's kind of entering another collateral thing, much to her dismay, because she thought like after 10 years she was done, but her best friend is missing, and she's kind of like the only person that she cares about that cares about her. So she decides that she's gonna go ahead and do this because she believes that entering into this marriage is gonna help her find her friend. So that's kind of like the gist of the story, of the whole story. And it was really good. I will say that I flew through this. Like, it is just such an easy read. And I feel like the other Ali Hazelwood book that I read, Check and Mate, which was her YA debut, was also the same way, where I just flew through it. And I did write down, did I write it down on my reading journal? I think that I did. I had heard that this book had a lot of smut or spice compared to Ali Hazelwood's previous books, and I haven't read her adult like STEM books, so I wasn't sure. But I wrote down the smut didn't start until after chapter 20, which was page 246 out of 396. So where's 246? It's right here. So literally I read all of this, and then we didn't have smut until here. So I think that's pretty good, because it's more than half of the book before anything really happens, and it does kind of gradually happen. So like we get a little something, and then more and more and more until they like fully are together and sleep together. But I really like that. I like that it wasn't like over here in the first half, you know, because I think that's the reason that I don't know, that's the reason I don't like a lot of books, is like the romance kind of takes over. And here we had a lot of like banter. Our main character Misery was so funny. I thought she was hilarious. Like, she meets a little girl, and she doesn't know, she's like, she could be anywhere from like 3 to like 13. I forgot what she says, because she doesn't know how to gauge human ages. And she's like, is she diaper trained? Like, is she housebroken? Like, what do I do? She's really funny. She has a lot of funny quips, and the banter is pretty good. We have enemies to lovers, we have fated mates, we have marriage of convenience, we have found family. So if any of those tropes are your thing, then I do recommend to check it out. Honestly, it was good. It was a fun time. Yeah, I really liked it. I was thinking this was going to be 5 stars, but I ended up rating it 4.5 stars because of a couple little things. But when they actually start sleeping together, the dialogue gets a little cringy. I was like, but it's fine. It's not something that like super bothers me. It was just like, okay. And it just didn't, like, I just couldn't give it 5 stars, but I really, really, really liked it. I am now going to pick this up. It's going to be our next read. And I am very interested in how this is going to go, because it should be completely different, a completely different vibe from Bride. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, I'll keep you updated. Good morning. Excuse my like wet dog look. I obviously just showered and my hair is drenched. I usually just let my hair air dry every single day, but I had a really late start today. It is 1:30 already. Yeah, I had a late start, and it's actually raining outside. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I think you can see it in the background a little bit. So yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a gloomy week, which I actually don't mind. It's the first time that I live somewhere that has seasons, because I'm from South Texas, where we have no seasons. It's just like summer year long, and in the winter it occasionally will drop to like maybe 40, and then that's it. And so having seasons is pretty cool. I really, really like it. And it's funny because when I first found out we were going to move here, I was very much against it. I didn't want to. I was like, no. And now I really like it. I really like where we live. I really like the weather. I just like everything about it. But now that we're moving to California and I know where we're going, I'm going through the same cycle. I'm like, no, I'm going to hate it. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But that's besides the point. I do have a reading update. So I wanted to update you all on Project Hail Mary. So I started it and I am about a third of the way in, I'd say. I'm about to start chapter 10 and something just happened that is kind of leading me to believe that I'm not going to be able to update you anymore after this until like the final thoughts, because I feel like if I talk about the book from here on out, it's going to spoil things. And this is very much reading like a sci-fi thriller. So I just feel like I'm probably not going to be able to talk about it much after this, but what is this about? So in this, we literally start off with a bang. We find out that the Earth is in trouble because the sun is dimming, and we know why. We know how. We just don't know how to fix it. So the whole entire world literally comes together to try and save humanity. So literally like all these countries come together, but there are like major players being the US, China, and Russia. But everybody comes together to support these countries, right? And essentially try and save humanity, save mankind. And because of this, Project Hail Mary is created. It is the like one chance that humanity has got at survival, and there's just so much to it. This book has a lot of math and science, so if that's not your thing, if you're not a STEM girly like me, don't worry. Like this book also has been using this really cool tactic of, I guess, the flashbacks. The flashbacks are impressive, and flashbacks to me like can be hit and miss, but they are done so well here because the author is utilizing them to explain things to us. So it's not feeling like he's talking down to us. It's not like he's like, you stupid reader, this is what this means. Our main character, Rylan, wakes up not knowing where he is, not knowing who he is. He just doesn't know anything. He has total amnesia. He's trying to figure out where the heck he is, who he is, and what he's doing where he is. And so because of that, he is slowly recovering memories. And as he does that, like, he is working through things. So like he is literally like spelling it out for us because he's spelling it out for himself. So we're kind of learning with him. And the reason he knows all this is because he has the knowledge, he just has amnesia. So I think that's really cool, a really cool way to explore things and learn things that we probably wouldn't know ourselves. Like the average Joe isn't really well versed in like molecular biology and physics and, you know, the space, you know. But the way that this is told, I think, is really cool. And yeah, the math and physics though is very, very present. In the beginning I was a little worried. I was telling my husband, because I was telling him about this because he is a computer engineer, like my brother. So they were eating this up. Like my brother gave this 5 stars, and my husband is not a reader, is 0. But he was even invested when I was telling him about it. And page 19, the beginning, we have a great example on kind of how the math and physics is used. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll read you this little excerpt. He is a smart dude. Obviously he has a PhD in molecular biology. He's a smart dude, and he's noticing that things are a little off. So this is what is happening. He's like running an experiment to figure out like what's going on. So He says, I put the test tube back and repeat the test. This time I get 0.33. I do it 20 times total, noting the results to minimize the effects of my error margin and starting and stopping the timer. Anyway, I end up with an average of 0.348 seconds. My arm looks like a math teacher's chalkboard, but that's okay. 0.348 seconds. Distance equals 1/2 acceleration mass times squared. So acceleration equals 2 times distance over time squared. These formulas come easily to me, second nature. I'm definitely skilled at physics, good to know. I run the numbers and come up with an answer I don't like. The gravity in this room is too high. It's 15 meters per second when it should be 9.8. That's why things falling feel wrong to me. They're falling too fast. And that's why I'm so weak despite these muscles. Because he wakes up like ripped. Everything weighs 1.5 times as much as it should. Thing is, nothing affects gravity. You can't increase or decrease it. Earth's gravity is 9.8 meters per second, period. And I'm experiencing more than that. There's only one explanation. I'm not on Earth. So he's kind of working things out. And like I said, that to me, that's a lot of math. But a lot of physics. But he's not like condescending about it. You know what I mean? He's just working it out. So I really like that about it, but it's really good so far. I feel like like I said, the use of flashbacks is really awesome. I don't know if this will be a 5-star yet. Like right now, this was pretty slow. Like we just kind of got things going, right? The world came together. They kind of got things going, but we don't have the full picture yet. Like we just have bits and pieces because like I said, it's as he is remembering things. So the last thing that happened, I'm like, what is gonna happen? Like I feel like it's gonna start speeding up and I'm excited. I still have a lot to go. That's a pretty big book and they used those pages. They said margins, we don't know them because they really used up the full page, which I guess is good, but for me, I'm like, I got other things to get to, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated for sure when I finish, probably, because like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to update you anymore without spoiling something. Good morning. It is a new day. Butters is looking out the window because there's a bunch of people because it's still raining, but I kind of love it. I kind of love the rain. Oh, he lost interest. There he goes up the stairs to the bed. So update time. I have finished Project Hail Mary and I want to talk about it because honestly, this was really good. I didn't expect to love it. Honestly, I didn't because it's not my thing. I don't really read sci-fi, although I don't hate sci-fi. Like the stuff that I've read, I do like, but I don't love thrillers. That I don't love. Like I like them. I can appreciate a good thriller, but I wouldn't say it's like my genre. And to me, this read like a cozy sci-fi thriller, if that's a thing. After chapter 10, as I said, something happened where I feel like I would have ruined it for you, so I didn't want to. But it gave me cozy vibes. I was smiling. I was so endeared. Dang, that guy is in a hurry. But yeah, I was like so just like kind of like feeling all the good feels. I don't know. It was really good. So obviously I can't talk about it, but I will say that the flashbacks, amazing. If I could do a chef's kiss right now, I would, because I feel like they did their job. We continue the flashbacks throughout the rest of the book, and I feel like there was just some points where they really were impactful. Like there's this one big reveal to our main character, because as I said, he can't remember things, so he's remembering as he goes, and he remembers this huge thing, and he's like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like he's just like, are you fucking kidding me? So I just feel like that was amazing. I never thought that I'd love flashbacks the way that I did here, but I did. Also, all I'll say is like the characters throughout the whole thing, I loved even the like most minimal of characters, I love them all. I thought he did an amazing job. I thought it was really cool seeing the interactions, the friendships, the work relationships. Like, everything was really cool. The plot, I really liked it. I didn't think that I would love it so much because I've read other sci-fi that I rated pretty high, like Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, but I think I rated it maybe a little too high. It wasn't like a 5-star or anything, but while I did like it, I just felt like this had everything. Like, this was sci-fi, but it was also so much more, at least to me. And then the way that it was written, it was just perfect. To me, it was perfect. The ending, I wish I had a little bit more of what ends up happening, especially like with Earth and stuff, because as I said, this takes place in space, and the only time that we're not in space is like through the flashbacks, and then I guess like at the end. But I just wish we had a little bit more. That being said, I was very happy, very satisfied with the end. It was really cute. I did like, you know, how things ended. And I think I'm gonna do it. Like, I think I have to give this 5 stars. Cause I don't know what to say that's like bad. Other than, I think was a little long. Like, we could have cut some things down. Some of the things I felt like were a bit unnecessary. Like, I didn't need to know that. You didn't need to explain that to me. But appreciate it. I could have done without it. So yeah, other than that, like, and the ending, you know, I wanted a little bit more, but I have to do it. 5 stars for Project Hail Mary. So I'm happy. So now we're gonna do a complete 180, and we're gonna start Better Than the Movies, which I don't even have here. I don't know. I think I took it to the room. I did start it last night, but it was like really late, and I literally read like 3 pages and then I fell asleep. Oh, I probably have email. Yeah, and then I fell asleep. So I'm gonna read that probably not till tonight, if I'm being honest. Probably not till I go to bed. I also am probably gonna start a new audiobook because I finished one. I read multiple books at a time. I usually read at least 2 books at a time because of audiobooks. And I finished All of Our Demise. It was okay. Follow me on Goodreads if you want like real time reviews. The only time I won't immediately post a review, but I will post that I read it and I finished it. But for like reading vlogs like this, where I kind of want to keep it a secret, like my thoughts, I'll post that I read it and like I finished it, but then I won't actually post my thoughts on like the rating and all that until as soon as I post the video, then I'll post everything. You know what I mean? I hope you do. I'm getting distracted now. People are walking in the rain. I don't understand. Umbrellas exist, but anyway, I'm gonna get to it and then hopefully update you tomorrow a little bit on what that book's about, because I don't know. Good morning. Welcome to our rainy and dreary vlog day 3. I don't even know where we're at this point. I am so excited. I had to come on here immediately. I got ready. I took the dog out. I came back and I had to talk about this because last night I started Better Than the Movies at like 12:30, which honestly, like, I have a terrible sleeping schedule. Absolutely atrocious. I am like a 13-year-old child. I don't know. I live that life. And so I started like at 12:30 and I was like, I'll read a couple chapters, see what's up. That way tomorrow I can update the vlog, see what it's about. I read this much. I don't even know if you can tell. I read like 270 pages and that's all I have left. I cannot believe it. I literally stayed up till like 5:30 a.m. Because I couldn't put it down, and I literally had to force myself to stop. I literally had to be like, that is enough. You need to go to bed, because I was starting to get like a little headache from just lack of sleeping. So I stopped, but damn, I am really loving this. I feel like I did not think that I would love this much. And at the beginning of the vlog, I said that I was going to read them in the order that I thought I was going to enjoy them. But I just did not think that I was going to love this. I thought I wasn't going to love the other two books. You know what I mean? The fact that I really like this is just like, it's crazy to me, because this is a YA contemporary romance. But it's so good. So first of all, what is this about? So this is a very cliche, very predictable book. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's not anything that you're going to be super surprised by. It's just like a cozy comfort read, but it does utilize a lot of movie references, which I love, like pop culture references, which I love. I know that bothers some people, but basically this just uses a lot of movie references, as it would suggest. And in this, we follow our main character, Liz, and she starts off, literally in the beginning, you find out that she loses her mom, literally, I think, chapter 1. And she's very young. She's still in high school. I think she's a senior in high school. And she loses her mom, like, in 5th grade or something, like a long time ago. But we get a little glimpse at the relationship and how special it was, and how they bonded through movies and the movies they watched, because her mom was like a screenwriter, I think. And so she has this, like, she's a hopeless romantic. She has this idea of love and the love that she wants, and she won't settle for anything less than the love that she's crafted in her mind. And so from the start, you kind of meet all these different characters, and you kind of know, like, I knew from page like 3 who she was gonna end up with. Like, you just know, and it even tells you in the back, kind of. So this is not a spoiler, but yeah, she starts talking to the next door neighbor again, the boy next door, if you will, which she never stopped, but they were always like fighting. But he starts helping her, trying to win over another guy, and I know we all know how that goes. So it's just like really cute in that way. At the beginning of each chapter, we have like a movie quote from like a famous rom-com, because she's all about rom-coms. And I really like that. Like, it always makes me smile. I don't know if you can see it. I'm literally like holding up the camera with my hand. I'm getting tired, but it just has different quotes from different rom-coms, and I don't know, I just think it's so sweet. I also think there are some things that have annoyed me, mainly like some of the words that Lynn Painter has used. Like, I had to look up if she was from the UK, which I'm gathering she's not. I didn't really do much research, because keep in mind it was like 3:30 in the morning when I'm looking things up. But she calls like a sweater a jumper. She uses this word jag, and either I'm too old for the lingo, or Lynn Painter is too old and she's using a word I don't know, or maybe it's just a like different thing. I'm from Texas, like we say y'all, we say, like, I do say y'all and things like that. I can't help it, it's just what I say. So maybe it's like a regional thing, I'm not sure, because I think I read that she lives in Nebraska, which I know nothing about the state of Nebraska. But there are some words that she uses that I'm like, I was like rolling my eyes over, but then I was thinking it very much is on brand for our female character, because she is like an old soul. She acts like an old lady, and she's like 17. So it kind of tracks, but I still roll my eyes, but so does everybody else. So I wouldn't say it's like something that's like offensive, or like I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. It is annoying, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. Like, it's annoying, and I think it's meant to be annoying. But yeah, I'm just really liking this. I'm really loving their little banter, because they're like enemies. They're like little rivals, right? So they're always throwing little digs at each other, but it's always playful. It's playful from the start. It's endearing from the start. They're so cute. Like, I have not smiled this much while reading a book, I think, ever. Like, literally, I had to get up from bed last night, because my husband was up at a ridiculous, like, he will stay up all night and then go to work. I don't understand our lifestyle, but it is what it is. And I had to get up like at 3:30 in the morning and like go hug him, because I was like, oh my god, like this, I can't stop smiling. And he was just like, okay, are you done? Because the man has no romantic bone in his body, unfortunately. But I was just smiling the whole time. I was giggling and I cannot wait to finish it. I'm thinking maybe we'll finish it together. I'm not sure. But I do have things to do. Yesterday I spent the day doing laundry. Today I have to like just kind of tidy up in general, dust, because I'm allergic to everything. My dog, we're all allergic in this family. So yeah, I'm hoping to finish this today, and I'll try and like check in with you a little bit more, even though I really have nothing left. But it's just so good. I'm like itching to finish it, but I have to adult. I have responsibilities that I have to get to. But it's so cute. So a little update, something just happened, literally not even book related. Dang, the hair has a mind of its own today. I'm from Texas, so I like big hair, but it's got the volume today. But yeah, my husband just texted me, and I kind of touched on this earlier, but I told you that I don't want to move to California because blah 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 blah. But I had looked up places and like the area we were living and all that, and I was just getting like extreme anxiety because everything was just so bad. Like the area, the places, most of the places said no pets, and we have butters. So I was just getting really overwhelmed, and he kind of took over that. He found an amazing house. Like it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for like the same price that we pay here for our 1-bed, 1-bath. Which this is luxury living, like I'm not gonna lie, that's why it's expensive, but it's not needed, not necessary. It's just what we're at right now. But yeah, that house, I was like, that would be perfect, and they accept pets. And then he also found like this apartment that was pretty good, not as good obviously, but also pretty good. And so I'm just really thankful that he's taking over that, because it was giving me like a lot of anxiety. And then after that, he texted me and he's like, do you want to play Settlers of Catan with me later? And then maybe we can get some pizza. And he means Rivals of Catan, by the way, which is the card game 2-player version of Settlers of Catan, which sounds so dorky, but I am dorky. Like, I am not someone that likes to go out. I don't like to socialize. I'm very much an introvert through and through. That being said, I'm also really good at adapting and adjusting to different social settings. A chameleon, if you will, but my preference is to be alone. And he knows that. And so I don't know if it was because of last night. Like I talked about it a little bit too, that I was like swooning over my book and he just kind of dismissed me. And he's not like the type to initiate things, so I don't know, but I'm taking it. Like, I'm like, is the universe watching? Is the universe watching me swoon over these like fictional 17-year-olds? I don't know. But I just thought it was pretty funny. And because of that, we have plans to do that. And we're going to go to a common area, probably like the conference room, kitchen area, because it's like really big and it has the fireplace and it's cozy and it's like, it'll be nice. But I think I'm gonna go hang out with Butters in the bed, in the bedroom, because he's been on the bed all day. He's just not about this weather, not about this life. So he's been in bed, and I think we're gonna finish this book so that later on we can do that. And then tomorrow I'll just give you like the final thoughts and all that, because yeah, I'm kind of excited to go and play and just kind of hang out, talk. We made a little fort out of pillows, and they're holding my book while I give him pets because he's so annoying in the best way. He's just such a cuddly dog, and he always wants to be near me. As you can see, he's literally under the blanket with me. It's so cute. But yeah, I kind of have to work around him because he always wants to be with me. And I'm trying to finish this book right now. So I have the book like in between pillows, and then he's literally on my pillow with me. He's adorable. Say hi. His name is Butters, and he's a miniature schnauzer, and we had to shave him recently, so his beard hasn't fully grown back, but he's super cute. He's so cute. So this book is Miscommunication Has Entered the Chat, and it's kind of annoying, but it's expected because they're teenagers. But yeah, it's like not quite a third act breakup because they're not together, but I don't know. I hope that this doesn't affect my rating of the book. But I guess we'll see. It's just like teenage high school drama, which is expected. But we'll see how it goes.
Because I got this one.
When you have this, you get two,
Double,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Even if you choose that one as your extra resource.
Are you gonna do something or no?
Oh, yeah, duh. All right, first things first. I'm gonna throw down this mother right here.
First things first. What?
Camdemere. Camdemere is gonna be worth two nams because he's a hungry man.
Bullshit.
And then one of these guys right here. And Little Rocky.
When it's celebration, I can't get a resource.
And I think I have to. Does it say that?
I don't know.
One player has to have the most skill points. He alone receives one sword. Otherwise, okay. So it depends.
What's a skill point? The purple one? No, that's a progress point. What's a skill point?
Is the green one. Isn't
What green one?
it? The celebration thing.
That's a skill point?
Yeah, it's a skill point.
Oh. So now I won't get anything.
Yeah. Unless you throw one down. Unless you match.
Good morning. We have a final recap, a final check-in, if you will. I did finish Better Than the Movies, and it's funny because as soon as I finished it, I knew kind of where I was going, and it was just so different from yesterday, because yesterday I was so excited. I was so giddy. I was talking this book up like it was going to be the best book ever, and unfortunately my thoughts changed with the rest of the book. So I didn't have a whole lot left, but the rest of the book made me dock a star. And it wasn't bad, but it just was a little too much for me. You know what I mean? It was a little too high school for me. It was just not that fun. The miscommunication entered the chat, which I think I talked about a little bit when I was with Butters reading, and it just got a little annoying, a little too much. I get it, they're teenagers, and I am being graceful with this book because I went into it knowing it was YA, and I'm not going to be super harsh on something that is not my age range. You know what I mean? So I understand. It was still a little annoying. I kind of just didn't love how everything played out. Like, it was just too, it seemed too easy. It just seemed like it went really fast. And I think that because the book was kind of short, like, I don't know, I just felt like it was just really rushed. And at the end, I felt like I didn't have that much left. I don't even remember how much, because I don't have my bookmarker obviously, but I don't remember how much I had left, but I feel like it was not that much. And I don't know, I just felt like it was a little rushed. So I ended up giving it 4 stars because you saw how I was acting. Like, I just enjoyed so much of it, and I was like giddy and like happy for these people. And so yeah, I ended up giving it 4 stars, which I think is good. But yeah, I definitely do recommend it. I definitely think it can be a good time if you are mindful that this is a YA romance. All in all, a successful week. I definitely needed it. I definitely needed to stop myself before I got into a reading slump. So I'm really happy that these were the 3 books that we picked up. And I did not expect my order to be super off, but it kind of was. So this ended up being the order of enjoyment. We gave 5 stars to Project Hail Mary, our only sci-fi book, and then 4.5 stars to Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Was it amazing? No, but it was fun. It was different. I liked it. Reminded me of my Twilight and Vampire Academy days for sure. And then 4 stars for Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I definitely will check out more Lynn Painter books. Like I said, I did enjoy them, and I did know that this was YA, so I knew, you know, there was that chance that I might not love it. But yeah, I really love these. I think I'm gonna actually start our next vlog soon. And I had like a whole thing in mind of what I was gonna do, but I think I'm gonna pivot because I'm actually filming another vlog throughout this time because I really need to get through those Throne of Glass books. So we might be picking up some Ali Hazelwood books, either that or Romantasy. What do you think? Should we do Ali Hazelwood catalog or some recent Romantasy books? Let me know what you think. But as always, thanks so much for spending time with me. Of course, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye.